have we have 7 entities, Sapta Padartha, 7 categories we can call it. On the 7 categories, the first category is called Dravya. Dravya is substance of all. The all other categories exist in Dravya. Guna means quality, karma means action, samanya means generic property, essential property, and vishesha is a peculiarity. Then comes samavaya. Samavaya is inheritance. Then abhava. The all other categories, can exist in this substance. That is Dravya. We cannot say that all other categories exist only in Dravya. Vishesha, Kriya, Karma, Guna. These three exist in Dravya only. But the Samanya, universal, generic property, can exist Dravya, in Dravya, Guna, Karma. 3 categories can have Samanya. Samavaya is also like that. Samavaya is available in all these 3 categories. First 3 categories. Abhava is Kevalan, it is omnipresent. It is everywhere. All things have got. Many means non-existence, difference, like that. Abhava is existing in all other categories. As far as Dravya is concerned, already we have discussed some areas of Dravya. Prithvi, Jala, Tejas, Vayu, Akasha, Dik, Atma, Manas. These are the Dravyas. We cannot explain everything, but there are subtle new points, novel points available in Nyaya Sastra. Number 1, they say Vayu, the wind, is not perceptible because it doesn't possess the color. Question may arise, if it doesn't possess color, it is not perceptible, it is not perceivable, or perceivable, it is not perceivable, then we experience, how could we experience wind? The answer is, it is experienced through, it is experienced through inference only. Inference. The vayu, the wind is experienced.
And Nyaya ಬಗ್ಗೆ explain करके द्रव्य भाव कर्म गुण.
What are you talking? Please. Who is talking and what is he talking? Yes. The question is, since vayu, if vayu is not perceivable, since it doesn't possess the perceivable rupa, perceivable udbhuta rupa, udbhutatvam pratyakshatva prayojako dharma. Since it doesn't have perceivable color, it is not perceivable. This is the stance of Nyayika. There arises, how do you experience the wind? Answer is through inference. Then another question may arise. The wind possesses sparsha, touch. Sparsha is also a quality. Through that quality, the wind can be perceivable, perceived. But Nayayikas don't accept this one. But Navina Nayayika does have different opinion. They say the light prabha, it is having no perceivable sparsha. It is accepted as pratyaksha. Like that, bahu api pratyaksha bidogati. The similarity is that prabha, the light, doesn't have perceivable sparsha, though it doesn't possess perceivable sparsha, it is perceived because it has got the color, perceivable color. In the same line, vayu can be perceivable since it perceivable sparsha. This is one point we have to. In the case of Akasha, Kala, Dik, Atma, these are called Vibhu. Vibhu means omnipresent, all pervasive. That is a good translation. Omnipresent is not good translation. All pervasive. It is prevalent everywhere. why should you say like that? Kala, dik, atma. These four substratums, dravya, are everywhere. Not only everywhere, always, always available, not perceivable. They are available, but they are not existing. Because if a thing is pervasive everywhere, where it should sit, where can it remain? Everything will remain in Akasha, everything will remain in Atma. That is Nyayika position. They call them as avritti dravya. Avritti. Avritti means they don't exist. But available everywhere. One more thing is there. It is not noticed by many. They all Paramanus. Prithvi, Tejaha, Vayu. The four substratums are there. They are all made of this prakriya, srishti prakriya. Two Paramanus, two atoms make one Dharma. Make one like that. There, Paramanu is the lost dravya, but it is also avritti padartha. It is also not existing, because if it is to be existing, it should have some parts. Is niravayava, doesn't have parts. Avayava. Avayava is not there in Paramanu.
Acharya, your voice is breaking. It's not clear.
Breaking.
Yeah, your voice
No,
is.
I am. What is the problem? I am. It is before me. The instrument is before me. Instrument is before me at the same distance. I am not changing the distance.
Network issue, must be some network issue. Now it is fine.
Okay, now it is okay, na?
Now it is fine.
Okay. The Paramanu is also called avritti padartha. Since it doesn't have parts, okay. And the Akasha, Kala, Dik, Atma. In the case of Atma, they say Atma Dvijha. One is Paramatma and other is Jivatma. We are all Jivatmans. We do, but the both kinds are all pervasive only. Paramatma is all pervasive. Jivatma is also all pervasive, but Paramatma is Sarvagya. He knows everything. His knowledge is nitya. He doesn't have ayathartha jnana. Ayathartha means false. He doesn't have ayathartha jnana, but we do have. But we do have yathartha jnana and ayathartha jnana both. This is the situation here. And next one is Manaha. In regard to manaha, manas. It's called, it is translated in English as mind. Whether this translation will hold or not, I don't know, but it is manaha, manas. It is in the form of paramanu. It is in the form of paramanu. Every atma shall have one manas. Okay. Manas is a separate dravya according to Nyayika, but Raghunath Shiromani differs. He has got different view. He is different from others. He includes, inserts in Ishvara. He doesn't accept separate manas. Are available. The atoms are available. The numerous atoms are available. One of the atom is called manas. The manas is not separate entity. The atoms are available for the making of, for the production of Prithvi, Jala, Tejas, Vayu. One of the Paramanu becomes manas of Atma. That is Raghunatha Shiromani, the Bhitikara, his version. Coming to the Guna. Guna is quality. We can simply translate as Guna. Guna as quality. There are 24 qualities. We can argue why this 24 number, why not 25, why not 23. This is Paribhashika. Paribhashika is a technical term. Technical term that "24 qualities." According to Vaisheshika Darshana, there are 17 qualities mentioned in Vaisheshika Sutra. Afterwards, 7 more qualities have been added by the Vyakhyata. Hence, 24 qualities. The first quality is Rupa, that is color. Color is of 7 kinds. There are 7 colors. Here the question arises: the Nayayikas to accept Chitra Rupa. Chitra Rupa, multicolor. Multicolor is also a color, according to them. Chitra Rupa. If your cloth is developed, produced by the sutras, Tantavaha. What is Tantu in Sanskrit? English, Tantu, what is Tantu? Tantuhu, Sutram, Tantu.
Thread.
Yes, thread.
String. String of
string thread is a common word. If threads are of different color, one thread is blue, another thread is yellow, then becomes the Chitrapataha. Then the cloth is called Chitrapata. Nayayikas hold that this color is new, emerges from different colors existing in the threads. But Raghunatha Shiromani doesn't accept. Why I am using the word Raghunatha Shiromani? Raghunatha Shiromani is very, very popular among the Navya Nayayikas. Among the new Nyayikas, new logicians, Raghunatha Shiromani is considered greatest. He had great texts, great commentaries in his name, and his work, Padartha Tattva Nirupanam, is known for his authenticity in making the arguments are highly appreciated by all other systems. Raghunatha Shiromani authored a Vyakhyana commentary to Tattva-Chintamani that is called Didhiti. Tattva-Chintamani has got commentaries. Available commentaries are many. Many commentaries are not known now. But Raghunatha Shiromani's Didhiti stands first among these commentaries. That's why his explanation, his opinion, his arguments are not ignored by these scholars. Raghunatha Shiromani says there is no Chitra Rupa like that. When the colors are mingling, when the colors are mixed, then we call it Chitra. There is no such color called Chitra Rupa. And in the case of Rasa Gandha Visha Sankhya Parimana, Pruthaktva, Raghunatha Shiromani doesn't accept Pruthaktva also. What is Pruthaktva? Ayam Asmat Pruthak. This is from that. This experience, Anubhava, establishes Pruthaktva as separate quality. Pruthaktva is different from Anyonya Bhava. Anyonya Bhava is difference. Pruthaktva is Anyonya, the Anyonya Bhava is one of the Abhavas. According to Nayayikas, every entity is established by the experience only. That is an experience. Ayam Asmat Prathak. Hence, we have to accept Prathaktva. But Mimamsaka and Raghunatha Shiromani don't follow this. They say Pruthaktva is not at all a quality. Pruthaktva means only Anyonya Bhava. Anyonya Bhava means one Abhava. Mutual difference. The difference. Rama is different from Lakshmana. That difference is called Anyonya Bhava. and Vibhaga. Sanyoga is conjunction. Vibhaga is separation. Raghunath Shiromani doesn't accept. This separation is the separation is the non-existence of Sanyoga. Why should you accept Vibhaga as separate guna, separate quality? When Sanyoga exists, then we call it Vibhaga. So Vibhaga is not a separate quality according to him. And many other things are Paratva, Aparatva, these are not qualities according to him. Okay, we are going to next thing. Jnana, Buddhi. According to Nayayikas, Buddhi is divided to two kinds. Number one is Yathartha Jnanam. Number two is Ayathartha Jnanam. Other way also we can classify it. Anubhavaha Smritihi. Anubhava is experience. Smriti is recollection. We can classify like this also. Next, in the last session, I will explain the truth and falseness of the cognition. It is very difficult and interesting subject. The last session will be for Khyātivāda. Khyātivāda is very, very interesting, very difficult, but it is very, very relevant to know all these systems, Indian philosophical systems, even Western systems also. The Yathartha Anubhava, Ayathartha Anubhava, they classify like that. And the Atma possesses Buddhi, Sukha, Dukkha, Ichha, Dvesha, Prayatna, Dharma, Adharma, Samskara. The 9 things are existing in Atma. Buddhi, you know, Buddhi is cognition. Sukha, happiness. Dukkha, distress. Ichha, desire. Dvesha, hatred. Buddhi, Sukha, Dukkha, Ichha, Dvesha. Prayatna, effort. Dharma, Adharma. Dharma is punya. Adharma is papa. Okay. Samskara. The samskara is divided to 3 kinds. One samskara is called bhavana. Bhavana is a latent impression. Latent impression. If you experience something, the experience will cease to exist immediately. But that samskara, bhavana will remain for some time. Hence you remember the things. The remembrance is happening only because of the samskara. We have only we remember 10, 20, 40, 30 things only. Things. It is because of our samskara, our bhavana is only activated only activated in some objects. In case of some objects, what is activation? Udbodha. Udbodha. Samskara is there. It should be activated. It should be kindled. Then only it will fetch us. It will fetch remembrance, recollection. For instance, we have seen many things. We have experienced many things. If I saw a person tall, fat, and very healthy, after sometimes I see a person with the same resemblance, then immediately I will recall the person whom I did see earlier. Why? That samskara remains in me. The remaining samskara is kindled, activated by the sadrishya, similarity. The similarity which is understood, which is known, leads to activation of my samskara. Now people do Veda Parayana. In the Veda Parayana also, this is there. If you ask them to say this word or that word, they will take some time. If they do the Parayana, if the first word chanted, next word automatically will come. Because chanting of the first word, chanting of the first pada activates the samskara of second word. That's why the Parayana goes, where the Parayana goes. Okay. Yes, now coming to the point, these qualities are existing in Atma, Jivatma, but Parameshwara, the Ishvara, doesn't have these qualities. Because he doesn't have sins, he doesn't have punya, he doesn't have sukha, dukkha, ichha, nothing. But ichha is there. Paramatma has got only three qualities. Paramatma has got only three qualities. Jnanam, ichha, prayatna. Because he is inferred by Nayayikas. He is inferred by Nayayikas as the creator of the world. As the creator of the world. Hence, for creation, he shall have knowledge of the things and desire to create and effort to create. Hence, Nayayikas accept only three qualities in Paramatma. The other qualities are the Samyoga, Vibhaga, these are the things are common. There are qualities Samanya and Vishesha Guna. I am talking about Vishesha Guna. Samanya Guna, Sanyoga is everywhere. Vibhaga is everywhere. But
can I ask one question?
Ishvara, Ji, please.
They say Gunatita. Ishvara is Gunatita also, they say.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Gunatito Pishaha. Gunatito Pishaha. Trigunamaya Chakshara. This is there in Tattva-Chintamani Mangala Shloka. Gunatita. Normally, Gunatita means Sattva Rajastama Gunaha. Sattvam Rajastama iti Guna Prakriti Sambhavaha. Yete Gunaha Tasya Nasambhavanti. He doesn't have Sattvam Rajastamaha iti. These are the things accepted in Sankhya Siddhanta, Vedantins accept these gunas are not in Bhagavan. Okay. But if Nayayika says Gunatita, Nayayika doesn't accept. Nyaya doesn't accept Sattva Rajas Tamo Guna because they don't categorize it like that. Sattvam Rajas Tamaha. Then what is the meaning of Gunatita in Nyaya Siddhanta? Then we have to say these Jnana, Sukha, Dukkha, Jnana, Jnanam, Kriti, these are not binding. These are not binding the Paramatma. They don't bind him. It means, okay, like that. These are the shlokas. Actual position is like that. And coming to the next point, the Ishvara, one subtle thing is there I want to share with you. Yes, Ishvara is Sarvajna. Ishvara, Ishvara's knowledge is eternal. It is eternal. It grabs all the things, but Ishvara Jnana is Pratyaksha only. Ishvara doesn't have Animiti, Upamiti, Shabda like that. Because he can grasp all the things directly. Then what is the necessity of okay? Ishvara requires Pratyaksha only to create the world. And in the section of Guna, quality, many more things are there, but we skip. The karma is there next. Karma is only action, nothing more, nothing less. And then comes a samanya. Samanya is not only established, samanya is elaborated in Vaisheshika Darshana. Samanyam Vishesha iti buddhyapeksham saditi dravya guna karmasu sasatta. They hold different samanyas, different generic properties, common properties. Different. Satta is there. Satta is common for dravya guna karma. Sat iti dravya guna karma su sa satta. What Vaisheshika says. And next is
Acharya, is it Sat also means existence? I don't know about in Nyaya. Nyaya also we use the word Sat, but in Vedanta does it mean exist? Sat Chitananda.
That's different from that. Sat is different from the Vaisheshika Satta. This special sutra is Sat iti dravya guna karma su sa satta. That is the technical satta. The Vivarana and the other texts, they used to describe the sat, sanmatra grahi pratyaksham. That is a Vedantic explanation. That is different. In the version, sat means Brahma. Here, satta means a kind of generic property which is available in all these first categories, dravya, guna, karma. Okay. Next one is dravyatva, gunatva, karmatva. This second line. Dravyatva is existing only. Dravyatva is existing only in all dravyas. Gunatva is existing only in all gunas. Gunatva doesn't exist in Dravya, Dravyatva cannot exist in Guna. Whereas the Satta is existing in all these things. That's why they call Satta Parajati. Satta Parajati. Parajati means it is top. And with many properties are accepted by him. But that's a shloka. Some entities, generic property doesn't exist. Okay, Akash does. Akash in some this in some
I think there is some network issue. We shall.
What happened?
Sir, you're there, sir?
Yes, I am here only.
Okay, sir.
But what happened? Okay.
You got disconnected in between.
In some, okay, I don't know. In some entities, Samanya, Jati, generic property doesn't exist. Some attributes cannot be called Samanya. Like Akasha cannot be called Samanya. Because Samanya means generic property, universal. Akashatva remains only in Akasha, only one place. If it is there in only one place, how can we call it a generic property? Akashatva cannot be called generic property. Generic property cannot exist in some entity, somehow. Abhav doesn't have any generic properties. Samava doesn't have any. Vishvesha doesn't have any generic property. Samani itself doesn't have any generic property. Samani doesn't have any Samani. These are the things explained in Nyaya Granthas. They are giving now. One shloka is there you might have come across. Yaktehe Tulyat Sankara Anavastitihi Upahanihi Asambandha Jati Bhathaka Sangraha. The shloka is available in, I think, Prakashita, Nyaya Siddhanta Muktavali, and other books. You please read that shloka and get the meaning of that shloka. Very interesting, but the Vishesha is one thing. What is Vishesha? Vishesha is a peculiarity, speciality. We can translate like that. One is given. I am explaining that the atoms are there. Atoms are different. This atom, this paramanu is different from other paramanu. Because Vishesha. Because of that Vishesha only. That is Vishesha. There are, you see, there is a part. Another part is also there. This part is different from other parts. If the parts of this part are different. Parts of this part is different from the parts which produce other part. Okay. Like this, we can explain the difference between two parts, two things. Okay. This part is different from that part because the particle of that part is different from the particle which produces another part. Okay. Like that, we can differentiate the things. But whereas in the case of two paramanus, two atoms, we cannot differentiate two paramanus with the particles because paramanus don't have any particles. Niravayava paramanus are niravayav. Hence, they rely on one particular entity, particular category called Vishesha. This Paramanu is different from that Paramanu because of Vishesha. This Vishesha itself is differentiating. It doesn't have some other thing to differentiate. Vishesha means Sato Vyavartaka, is the self differentiator. Okay, that is Vishesha. This kind of this entity, this category was established by Vaisheshika Darshana. That's why they are called Vaisheshika. The system is called Vaisheshika. The followers of the system are called Vaisheshika. Okay. Then comes importantly, then comes Samavaya. Samavaya is also a special feature in the Vaisheshika Darshana. All other systems don't accept Samavaya. Vedantins condemned Samavaya. Not Vedantins mean Vyasa. Badarayana doesn't accept Samavaya. And Mimamsaka, Bhatta Mimamsaka doesn't accept Samavaya. Prabhakara accepts Samavaya, but Prabhakara doesn't. Prabhakaras do accept Samavaya, but that Samavaya is not the Samavaya accepted by Vaisheshika. In the system of Vaisheshika, Samavaya is eternal, one. This Samavaya is accepted only. Samavaya is accepted only between two inseparable things. Ayuta Siddhayo, two inseparable things will have Samavaya. The part is there, Rupa, the color is there. The color is inseparable from the part. Hence, the relationship between the color and the part is called, Samavaya, inherence. So then you understand the Samavaya is different from Sanyoga. Sanyoga is there between two separable things. Separable things, a cloth is there, it is put on a part. The cloth and part have got the conjunction, samavaya, sanyoga, but it can be separated. If the cloth is removed, then samyoga will go out. Sanyoga will not be there. Samavaya is not there. Samavaya will remain. Samavaya will remain as long as two things are there. As long as two sambandhins, relata, as long as two relata are existing, the sambandha will be there. Simply we can say, if two things are inseparable, we have the sambandha called samavaya. There also a difference of opinion. Samavaya is nitya, eternal, and one according to Vaisheshika Darshana, but Dithithikara, Raghunath Shiromani doesn't accept. He says there are many samavayas, not one. Samavaya can be destroyed when the two things are, the relata are destroyed, then samavaya naturally goes. Hence, samavaya can be anitya. In some cases, samavaya can be nitya. The relata are, if nitya, then samavaya naturally should be nitya. That is the opinion of Raghunatha Shiromani. And comes abhava. Abhava is very, very interesting category in Nyaya system. Prabhakara doesn't accept abhava as a separate entity. Everyone accepts abhava because abhava is in the nigantu. Nan, na, amanona, pratishedha vachana, ma, no, na. These are the words. These are the words existing. Hence, we cannot say, I don't accept abhava. I don't know. But abhava we have to accept. But whether abhava is separate entity or not, that is under question. Abhava is a separate entity. There are four abhavas. Pragabhava, Pradhamsa, Atyanta Bhava, Anyonya Bhava. There are four abhavas. The Anyonya Bhava means difference, mutual non-existence. The Ghata cannot be Pata, Pata cannot be the mutual non-existence, or you may call it a difference. It's very simple, difference. Okay. That is Anyonya Bhava, that is called Bheda also. Another thing is Atyanta Bhava is the non-existence, that is eternal non-existence. Nitya Abhava, eternal non-existence. Whereas Pradhamsa is destruction. The destruction or the Nashaha. How can we describe in English? Nashaha, Dhumsaha. And Pragabhava. Pragabhava means the stance before the emergence of the thing. Pre-emergence. Pre-emergence is called Pragabhava. These are four abhavas accepted by Naiyayikas. Some Naiyayikas don't accept Pragabhava as a separate abhava, but it is it is there in Granthas text. Pragabhava is called Anutpatti in ancient text. Pragabhava is called Anutpatti in ancient text. These Pragabhava, these Abhava, these abhavas, negations, these negations are not accepted by Prabhakara, but they explain these things. Even Advaitins also have two different views regarding Abhava. Some ancient scholars don't accept Abhava as a separate entity. Vartika doesn't accept it as a separate entity. But some other scholars accept as an entity, separate one. Other Vishishtadvaitins don't accept as separate entity. But all Shastrakaras have the experience of Abhava. Yes, I conclude here itself. We will meet next. We will meet in the next session, last session, with Khyati Nirupana. Very, very interesting subject. We will do it. Namaskar.